What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about a few different ways by which we often distract ourselves from doing the most important things. The reason why I think some of these examples are illuminating and they'll be useful is because these examples are actually examples where the thing that we're distracting ourselves with are actually useful things. They're not the obvious examples, like um, just like sitting on the couch at home or scrolling our phone on social media or something that's like outright bludging where it's like we're meant to do A but we decide to go to the movies and go out to the pub at night and just spend our night away without focusing on our priorities. Rather, the examples that come to mind are actually productive examples, but they're actually distractions in disguise. So you'll see what I mean. So the first example I want to talk about is doing busy work. This example is where our schedule is just packed with different things and it's consuming our time so that we feel very busy, but we might not actually be technically working on what is the most high impact task that's the most aligned with our long term goals and that are going to have the most impact, right? So this could just be getting dragged into meetings where there are some days where you look back on the day and it's like, well, if I had just done what I set out to focus on instead of attend these reactive meetings or getting dragged into this issue and that issue, when you look back, it's like, oh, my time would have been better spent for myself and for everyone else, all else included, if I didn't just attend to all these busyness events, right? And it's often when things become urgent that we get distracted and get pulled away from what we're meant to do. But the trick here is realizing that urgent doesn't always mean correct. Urgent doesn't always mean the number one thing that we should focus on. And so that's the first distraction. It's when we get pulled into different directions by urgent things and we forget to do what really matters. Now, the second type I want to talk about is similar, but it's a bit different. It's when, instead of getting pulled into different things, perhaps by other people and other priorities, it's when we know what we're meant to do and we know that it's the most high impact thing, but then we set out to do other tasks that are still productive, but they're not actually what would be the focus that would move the needle the most. And the reason why this is so subtle and so dangerous is because these things are actually useful, right? They could actually be productive, they could actually be related to our goals, but the most important thing to assess and evaluate here is that even though they're useful, are they the thing that we should be doing now, which has the highest impact and that makes the most sense? Because if it is, then it's all good. But the issue is sometimes the number one thing to do is harder than these other things that we're deciding to pursue, right? And often it's easy to get tempted to pursue different productive activities and tell ourselves we're doing the right thing, but what we're actually doing is we're avoiding the right thing, right? So we're confusing the right thing with useful things, right? They're all useful, but the right thing is the thing that we know we should be doing now. And we often procrastinate it in subtle ways and we keep ourselves busy, whether that be by humoring the urgency demanded by other people, or sometimes it's by coming up with different tasks to do that we need to do, but it's sort of like doing something productive to escape from the thing that's truly productive. So the last point I want to make today is that because of the potential distractions like the one I just talked about, it's really important to, one, be clear on what it is that's going to have the highest impact, that's going to move the needle the most, and that really makes sense to be the focus. And to keep that focus in mind and do the difficult task of prioritizing and saying no, right? And that can actually be an uncomfortable experience, especially if it's hard to say no to other people, but it's also hard in some cases to bear the discomfort and the unpleasant sensations of attending to what needs to be attended. So keep in mind what you need to do, and keep in mind that you can't be avoiding the discomfort. Anyway, that's my little rant for today. Hope it was useful. Let me know if it is. Let me know if it isn't. And I'll catch you guys on the next time. I catch you guys next time.